Prince Harry's reported attempt to secure a place on the Buckingham Palace balcony for the VE Day 80th anniversary celebrations reveals a complex interplay of motivations, highlighting his ongoing struggle to reconcile his fractured relationship with the royal family and his desire to regain a prominent public role. The narrative suggests that Harry's request is not a simple expression of familial reconciliation, but rather a strategic move aimed at re-establishing his public image and leveraging his past military service for personal gain. The narrative frames Harry's actions as a calculated attempt to regain a position within the royal family, contrasting his current situation in Hollywood with the privileges and prestige associated with his former royal life. His reported desire for a quiet chat with Prince William to negotiate his inclusion on the balcony is presented not as a genuine attempt at reconciliation, but as a strategic maneuver to achieve a specific objective, securing a prominent position during a high-profile royal event. This portrayal emphasizes Harry's pragmatic approach, suggesting that his desire for reconciliation is secondary to his ambition to regain public visibility and relevance. The narrative highlights the irony of Harry's situation, pointing out the contrast between his past criticisms of the royal family and his current attempt to reintegrate himself into royal events. His past accusations of unconscious bias and institutional cruelty, as detailed in his memoir Spare, are juxtaposed with his current desire for a prominent role in a royal celebration. This contrast underscores the perceived inconsistency in Harry's actions and raises questions about the sincerity of his intentions. The narrative emphasizes the central role of Prince William in the decision-making process. William's position as a key decision-maker within the royal family, particularly during King Charles's focus on his health, is highlighted as a significant obstacle to Harry's ambitions. The narrative suggests that William's reported anger over the contents of Spare makes it highly unlikely that he will readily grant Harry's request. This highlights the lingering tension between the brothers and the potential for conflict over Harry's attempt to re-enter the royal fold. The narrative also focuses on Harry's attempt to leverage his military service as a justification for his inclusion on the balcony. This is presented as a strategic move, highlighting the potential for Harry to exploit his past military experience to garner public sympathy and pressure William into granting his request. However, the narrative also subtly undermines this strategy by referencing criticisms of Harry's military career, suggesting that his service may not be as significant or impactful as he portrays it. This nuanced portrayal avoids outright dismissal of Harry's service, but suggests that it might not be sufficient grounds for a royal reinstatement. The narrative concludes by emphasizing the uncertainty surrounding the outcome of Harry's request. The emphasis on William's role in the decision-making process, coupled with the lingering tension between the brothers, suggests that Harry's chances of securing a place on the balcony are slim. The final image of Harry practicing his wave in the mirror is both humorous and poignant, highlighting his ambition and his apparent willingness to go to great lengths to regain a prominent public role. The overall tone of the narrative is one of skepticism, suggesting that Harry's actions are primarily driven by self-interest and a desire for public attention, rather than a genuine desire for reconciliation with his family. The narrative effectively portrays Harry's situation as a complex and potentially fraught attempt to navigate the complexities of his relationship with the royal family and his ambition for continued public relevance.